And then they tell me what happened and how brave and how great. And I can't say, do me a favor, you just can't do that. And I say, every time I meet with groups of people, it's not all like that, it's also other people, and you meet with journalists, but I can't cancel, like cancel culture, you know, they want to cancel everything, right? I can't cancel these people. I have to take care of our people. And every time I do it, I say, you know, it's risky. And sure as hell I caught it. And now I guess they say I'm immune, so you could... I'm immune. And I got better fast. I I can now jump into the audience and give you all a big kiss, the women and the men. I'll even kiss the men. I'll kiss those big, powerful men down there. I won't love it, but I'll kiss them. Anyway, so no, it's, you know, it's an incredible thing, but I have an obligation. I can't say, somebody said, why did you do this? Why did you do that? I said, because these meetings are so important to people, and you're the president, and I can't do that. And what happened, and I always said after, I said, boy, that's risky, probably, I guess, but, you know, whatever it is. And really, I got really well taken care of. And I really believe that this therapeutic or this cure, it was incredible. And, you know, we're going to make what I had available to everybody free. Free. It's incredible. The antibody. I think the antibody is the best thing. We're going to make it free. So, you know, and it's been incredible what we've been able to do. If you support our police, if you stand with the heroes of law enforcement, then you must defeat the Democrats on November 3rd. You have to do it. You have to do it. And by the way, I hate to say it. I got a little briefing. I've been here before, as you know, but I got a little briefing on the area. You know, this is a Democrat area, but it's a Democrat area that really likes Trump a lot. And a lot of us are really great workers, and the workers like me. You know who doesn't like me? The heads of the union, they never like me. You know who does like me? The people in the union, they like me. But I'll tell you, this is largely, a lot of Democrats. And many people in this audience are Democrats, but they're Democrats that are going to vote for Trump. And we do great here. We do great here. And I appreciate it. And I take care of our workers, and I take care of jobs. And China will not get away with what they got away with. They're not going to get away with it. Not going to get away with it. We just finished an incredible trade deal. In fact, 2 weeks ago, the largest order of corn in the history of our country. The largest order of soybeans in the history. The largest beef order, cattle, the beef order. And there's all of that's good, but you know what? Not the same. It's not. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't mean what it would have meant had they not put us through. Because they stopped it from going into China, but they didn't stop it from going to the rest of the world, including our country, Europe, the rest of the world. So you Democrats, some of them, by the way, just seriously, without a big deal, I'm just curious. Raise your hand if you're a Democrat. Seriously, it's just interesting. I'm going to do a poll. It costs nothing, right? I like these polls that cost nothing. You know, they do a poll. It costs $1 million. They interview like 12 people, right? Then they wonder why their polls are off, We've interviewed 253 people. They oversample Democrats by 28%. Trump is down 5. I said, yeah, but you're interviewing mostly Democrats. Did you ever see that? I guess there must be a legal reason why they have to put it. But they oversampled by 18, 20, 21%. How about last election? So I was down in all 9 places that I had to win. That wasn't a good feeling, wake up. How are we doing? Well, you're down in all 9 places. By the end of the evening, I won all 9 places, Right? Think of that. Other than that, they did a great job of polling. They even had me believing it for a while. But what I didn't believe, because we had a lot of spirit 4 years ago. And by the way, nothing like we have now. This is far greater. This is still 17 days out. And, it sounds like very little, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Normally, a crowd like this would be like for the night before for a candidate, one-time shot. We have this all over. You had to see what we had in Pennsylvania, in Florida. We were in Florida. We had, I think, 41,000 people. All over. We were in Atlanta. We were in, we just got back from Georgia. I mean, it's like this. But the spirit, we have much more spirit now than we ever had 4 years ago, and we had a record. A record. But you know what? The media is more corrupt, and they're worse. The media, it's not really Biden, because, you can't, she was tougher, she was smarter. Look, Hillary was a lot smarter than Sleepy Joe, let's not kid ourselves. She was a better candidate. Well, I don't know, look, we'll see how it all turns out, right? What's a better candidate? It's a better, but she was much sharper, she was much smarter, but it's not that. The media has become crazed, and the big tech companies have become crazed. They won't let the fact that we caught him in a total corrupt deal, they won't let the news get out. They won't let, and in all fairness to Fox, I have my own problems with Fox, but at least Fox is letting it out. And I'll tell you who's incredible. A newspaper called the New York Post, the oldest paper in America. It's the 5th largest paper in America, and they are all into finding out about all of this. Joe Biden, forget about the family, Joe Biden. Yeah, I mean, it really is, right? It's really corruption, but it's Joe Biden corruption. So we're thrilled to be here with some incredible people, and you're going to be joined by a man, and I mean this too. I say, oh, everybody's wonderful, and then half the time you can't stand them, but you got to say it. But this guy is wonderful. He's one of the smartest people in the Senate. A lot of people don't know that. See, I know that because I do a lot of very complex things. And there aren't a lot of people that understand, but he understands. And nobody understands finance better. But now what he's doing he's the chairman of Homeland Security. What he's doing on corruption is unbelievable. And I am very proud of your state for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons is that you have a senator named Ron Johnson. Where's Ron? Come here. Come here, Ron. Would you get him up, please? Get him up. Come on, Ron. I got to get him up. He deserves it. He deserves it. Come on, Ron. Come on. Secret Service is worried about it. Don't worry about it. He is one of the greatest people. He's one of the greatest senators. And I guess, whenever the hell you're running, I'll be here for you. I will tell you that. Please say a couple of words.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. As I was saying in the pre-program, what I admire about President Trump is his tenacity. The unfair treatment in the press by the Democrats, by the deep state, it doesn't deter him. He gets up every morning. He wants to make America great. And he talked about the First Step Act. I was a witness. That criminal justice reform was dead. It was going nowhere until President Trump stepped up to the plate and made sure he got it done, and he did. Another piece of legislation that's very dear to my heart was something, again, it was dead. It was going nowhere. It's called Right to Try. And Mr. President, I will never forget, in that State of the Union address, you started talking about this bill that I'd been championing, and you hadn't said the name yet. I'm going, I think he's talking about Right to Try. And all of a sudden he goes, we have to pass Right to Try. And I don't know if you saw me spring up like a jack-in-the-box. But again, that is President Trump's leadership. He doesn't get credit for it. But he wakes up every day like the rest of you, loving this country and doing everything he can to make it a greater country. God bless you. God bless President Trump. Thank you.
He's a great guy. Don't lose him. Ron, when are you up next year? Next time, 2 years, right? Don't lose him. I'll be here, Ron. I'll be fighting for you. No, he's really a great guy, and I'm glad you came up, and I'm glad to have you here, Ron, and really, we're very proud of you. We have some warriors with us and people that have been with us through the fake impeachment hoax. That was one of the great hoaxes. And don't forget, we have done, and Ron understands that better than maybe anybody, we've done more in 3.5 years than any administration, first 3.5 years, than any administration in the history. He mentions Right to Try. That's where a person is terminally ill and they can't get a medicine that looks real good, but it hasn't been approved because it has to go through this long process, which we've cut in half, by the way. but they can't get. So now they sign a document. And, it was very complicated, but not for me. It wasn't complicated. I said, you take the liability away. But we had problems with the insurance companies because they didn't want. We had problems with everybody, including the country. They didn't want to get sued. So people would go all over the world. If they had some money, if they didn't have money, they'd go home and they'd just die. And now if we have something that may work, but it's 2 years away, 3 years away, they sign just a quick waiver. And we've had right to try. And Ron, I don't know if you know the success rate. It's been unbelievable, the number of people. This isn't just trying. We have kept people alive and healthy and well and fully recovered. It's a very great thing. And I could never understand it because for years I said, why wouldn't they give somebody who's terminally ill a drug? And because they say, we don't want to get sued because they'll get sued, the family will sue or something happens. I mean, I understand it all, but we got it done. They signed a waiver. We got it done, and the effects. And you know what else happened? Side effect that nobody thought too much about? These companies that are trying to prove that their drug works, I'll tell you, if it works there, it works everywhere. It's incredible. And they're able to speed it up, where they speed them up, because we've had some unbelievable stories. One in particular that I know, a young lady who spoke at the National Convention, Republican National Convention. But the success rate has been incredible. So I want to thank you for that. You're right. You're one of the real authors of it. We want to also thank Glenn Grothman. Glenn has been incredible. He's been from the beginning by me, and I want to thank you, Glenn, for what you've done. A young, beautiful gentleman, Brian Style. Hi, Brian. What a job he's doing. What a job. This is your deal over here, right? This is good. This is it. Keep him happy, I'll tell you. He's a big future. Thank you very much for being here. And everybody knows Darren LaHood. Darren, thank you. Great job. Warriors. You really are. You're all great. Wisconsin. You produce some good in Wisconsin. What can I tell you? The Wisconsin GOP chairman, Andrew Hitt. Where is Andrew? Thank you, Andrew. How are we doing, Andrew? Going to win this state? We've got to win it. We got to win it. By the way, I wanted to ask, before Ron Johnson interrupted me, so who is a Republican here? Just raise your hand. Okay, that's a lot. Seriously, don't worry about your hand. We all love you. Who is a Democrat here? Republicans, you better get out there and win, huh? No, and we really do. No, we appreciate it. We have a lot of them over there, too. We have a lot of Democrats, but we really do appreciate it. Because ultimately we're looking for the same thing. We're looking for unity. We're looking for one country. And the question was asked a week ago, and they said, what about bringing the country together? Because I want that. And I said, we were there. Before the China virus hit us, we were there, and we were getting calls because the success was bringing us together as a country. We had the greatest employment numbers. We had the greatest African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, women, people with a diploma, people without a diploma, people that graduated first in their class at MIT, everybody. We had 160 million people working. We never had anything like it. And I'm telling you, I bet it was true with you guys, we were getting calls from people that you would least suspect, and the country was coming together. Then we got hit by the China virus, and it was back to the drawing boards. But the country was coming together, and it's going to come together. It's going to be success. And next year, we're going to have the most successful year economically, I think, that we've had. I also want to introduce the Republican candidate for Senate from the state of Illinois, Mark Curran. Mark? Great. I heard you were here. Good. 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 I like it. That's great. Good luck. I hear you're doing well, Mark. Good luck. Great to have you. Thank you very much. Tell you what, Illinois could use a new governor. That guy doesn't know what's happening. They got to open up that state. They got to open up that state. Kids have to get back to school. You know, Barron had it, right? They said Barron Trump, my boy. My very tall young boy, he's very tall. But Barron Trump had it, and they said, sir, he tested positive. And like about 9 seconds later, how's Barron doing? Oh, he's all better. No, young people, you know, they have, we hate to admit it, they have the stronger, they're very strong immune system, incredibly strong. We have to get back to school. You watch what happens. On November 4th, they'll all say, all right, now everybody, they're only doing this for politics. I really believe that. Because they want the numbers to look as bad as possible. So whether it's your state or whether it's an Illinois or whether it's New York or whether it's Michigan. Hey, we won the case in Michigan. The courts have now forced her. They said it was unconstitutional what she was doing. The only person in the whole state that was allowed to have fun and go bony and play tennis and do whatever he wanted was the governor's husband, right? Her husband was free to do whatever he wanted, but other than that, it was like a prison she was operating. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery and a Biden depression. And, you know, they're going to raise your taxes substantially, like quadruple. There's the only candidate, you know, all my life I've been involved in politics, never from this side, but, you know, a few years ago I said, let's give it a shot. But I've always been involved. This is the only time in my life, you know, I always heard it was good to cut taxes. I said, how do you say we're giving a massive tax increase to everybody? And it's everybody. Because, you know, you're getting thousands of dollars a year from my tax cuts. We gave the biggest tax cut in history. And he wants to end the Trump tax cut. Now he's saying, well, I won't do that. It's the same thing like fracking. You know, I'm going to frack. Okay, he's just changed his mind. But he wants to end it. And don't forget child tax credit. That's $1,000 for every child. So he's going to end all that. So he was going to end. We're going to end. He didn't realize that the middle-income people are getting a tremendous tax cut. And if you add energy to it, because they'll drive energy through the roof, you know. They want to end fossil fuel. They're going to end fracking. 100% they're going to end fracking. I mean, this guy goes about, we're going to end fracking for a year and a half. Then he lucks out, gets the nomination because Pocahontas refused to do what she should have done if she believes really in his philosophy of being a socialist, right? And he gets it. And as soon as he gets it, he says, no, we're going to frack. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But if you add energy to it, right, you add energy, we're talking about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a family.